Hey, how's it going, Virgin Gang? It is Devin from Devin's Card House. Excuse me lifting somebody else's catchphrase, Opossum Bud. But I got a comment on my last video saying that I looked like Opossum Bud's older brother. I don't believe it. I mean, he's a sexy dude, so I'll take being that sexy dude's brother any day. So Opossum Bud's a funny channel. He's always calling people out and showing his cards off. I was like, if I'm gonna say that, I have my Pokemon cards. Where are they? They're around here somewhere, but I got those Charizards from 151, so I'd show you that for my collection, but I'm not going to do that because I can't find them, and I didn't get the gag right from the beginning. Anyways, I'm here to talk about the 151 situation, the Japanese 151 situation. What's going on with that in the Pokemon world? It's kind of crazy. So Pokemon is unique in that if you haven't really been into it, and you know, I'm one of those 151 bros that I get called a finance 151 bro. I just got back into Pokemon when this set came out because it really spoke to me, and at the time that's when I started my channel and I was kind of expanding my horizons a little bit, and 151 just kind of spoke to me, and so I picked it up, tried it, and was instantly hooked. I think Pokemon just has a fantastic pack opening experience. If you've ever tried it before or not tried it, you know what I'm talking about, or if you haven't tried it, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but I highly recommend it. They do the secret illustration rares just right. When you get a top hit, it feels like a top hit. They're really blowing magic out of the water from my experience, and opening 151 is super special because it has those original 151 Pokemon, the original 151. And so if you know them, if you're old like me, you grew up with these Pokemon, so when you open them, you get all the classics, you hit all the good hits, and it's a great feeling. It's a lot of fun. So that's kind of my initial start with Pokemon, and what I noticed from the beginning is it was a specialty set. And so what's going on here is that they didn't release regular booster boxes like they do for regular sets, except in Japan. So they had the Japanese booster boxes, which made them super sought after. Not only that, because there wasn't English release booster boxes, but each of these booster boxes has a super a Pokeball, a master Pokeball holo rare, which makes it even more sought after because you can't get those in English. So to get the Master Ball holo rares, you have to get the Japanese booster boxes. So that made them even more sought after. And then on top of that, Japanese Pokemon had a kind of resurgence during the pandemic because a lot of people were unable to get the English versions of the cards. And so looking elsewhere, Japanese Pokemon kind of had a huge increase in popularity and being sought after. So prices of Japanese Pokemon kind of went through the roof. You want to check that out. There's a guy named PokeNE who's very interesting about his business, and he kind of got started in that Japanese Pokemon at the perfect time when people kind of started picking up on it. Another reason why non-English versions of these cards are so popular compared to other card games is because Pokemon isn't really a played game, meaning that it's more so popular because people want to collect it. They want to open packs like I was just talking about, and they want to get those big hits, and they also just want to look at the cards. You know who the Pokemon is when you see the card, and the ability doesn't really matter because you're not really playing the game. You just want that cool illustration. You want the cool card. You don't really care what it says, and honestly, the Japanese kanji, the Japanese writing looks really cool, so why not just have it in a different language? And so that's why different languages besides English are able to be popular in a game like Pokemon. So anyways, when the set got released, people really started hoarding the boxes because they knew what a special set it was. And so the prices of Japanese Pokemon kind of went through the roof. MSRP, for if you're in Japan and you could pick it up at the time, you could get boxes for 40 bucks. Here in the States, though, almost immediately boxes were going for like 150. In Australia, boxes hit like 270. At a certain time here in the USA, boxes got above 200 as well. But so there was kind of like, and so people were talking about, is there going to be a reprint? Is there not going to be a reprint? Are we going to see more of these boxes in the wild? And a lot of people speculated one way or the other. If you go back and look at some of the Reddit threads, people are like, no, they're one and done. Pokemon has stopped. They do one printing and then they never do it again. Other people are swearing it's going to be in December. It's going to be Christmas. That's when it's going to be. And everyone is so sure about everything. You got to love the internet, just how sure everybody is about about everything. So anyways, surprise, surprise, a couple weeks ago, there's an announcement that Japanese 151 is being reprinted, and it's coming out in May. Almost all this out of the blue, boxes completely dropped to a sub $100 on eBay. But then if you go to other places like Sneaker Dunk, which I'll be doing a little review on them coming up here soon, but Sneaker Dunk was selling boxes for $50, $55, $60, completely blowing out of the water some of the old prices here. So what's going on though? Because the reprints in May, it's April. How did we get all this supply? So when the announcement of 151 Japanese being reprinted, lots of people started to panic. There's a lot of panic going on because a lot of people are just sitting on cases and cases of these boxes. There's people who are using this to fund their kids' college coming up in the future. They're going to plan on holding cases of it and reselling it in the future. So a lot of people had this idea. A lot of people are sitting on product, and apparently a lot of people did not expect a reprint. All of a sudden, the reprint is announced, and all that held on to product, all the people holding on, just start flooding the market with everything, and prices collapse. So, but even before the reprint has hit the market, we've seen prices down in the 60s, from the almost 200s to the 60s. In other places, like I'm sure it's crazy everywhere you go. So that's kind of what's going on here. It's kind of a flood of panic. Also, Japanese cards have seen a little decline in interest. People seem to be going back to English versions of cards, especially since we're not in that pandemic hyper-fueled FOMO era where everyone's out there running at targets, fighting each other, getting into brawls over Pokemon cards. That's not going on anymore. So people are kind of going back to English, and Japanese is kind of fallen out of grace, at least for a little while. So me personally, I am very interested. So I've got some boxes on the way. I also got some Shiny Treasure EX coming on the way. So I'm very excited to get into this. And like I said, I'm very much into English versions of cards when it comes to games that I play. But when it comes to Pokemon, I like the illustrations. I like the kanji. I like the Japanese writing. So I actually might even prefer the Japanese versions of the cards. So it's kind of cool. It's an unexpected thing, and it's cool to be a part of. I highly recommend you out there, because I was like this for a long time. I just didn't get Pokemon because I was like, nobody plays it. It's a collectible game. But if you're into just cracking packs, finding cool cards, I highly recommend Pokemon if you are like me and you were not in it for a long time. So definitely give it a shot. And with some of the prices on these Japanese booster boxes, I would check it out and probably get some of that, and then give it a crack and see if you like it, because I almost immediately fell in love with it after getting back into it. So I'm very happy that there's more 151 out there. I wonder if we're going to see more reprints of the English booster bundles. It's the same story with those. So in English, we didn't get the booster boxes, but we got these 6-pack booster bundles, which are usually supposed to be priced around $18 to $25. But those immediately were bought up. Same story here. The English versions got hoarded by everyone, and they went to $40 plus almost immediately. So are we going to see another reprint of the bundles? Are we going to see more reprints of more 151 collector's editions like these? These are really cool. This poster edition with the original starters right there. This is just a really, really cool product. I really enjoy it. So Pokemon 151 is awesome, and the more of it that comes out, the better, I believe. So we're not just having it sit in hordes everywhere. I do like, I am a seller, online seller, so I do like prices to rise. But like I've said in other videos talking about other products that are really popular, I like that gradual rise over time. I like people to be able to get in there and get the product at an affordable price, not just immediately everything's bought up by the whales and then nobody else gets any. I'm not a fan of that, even though I'm a seller, and sometimes I do participate in that because I'd like to make money, but so I prefer to have more product on the market. That's my preferable way of things. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say today. That's my view of what's going on with Japanese Pokemon 151. Be sure to check it out if you want to. New Patreon video out today. It's me and my family out on a walk, and we're going to the daycare. And so if you want to get some of the more behind the scenes, you can check out my Patreon. There's a link below. I'm also on eBay my link to my eBay's down there below. Hit me up on eBay. I might give you a discount if you let me know you watch this video. And then, what else? I want to say thank you to my patrons. Thank you to my subscribers. I really appreciate you. And of course, I just appreciate you watching these videos, watching me be an idiot. That's always fun for me. So anyways, I want to say have a great day, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye-bye.
Governor Jesse Ventura, to send you, Devin, a little bit of a message, my friend. You need to quit slacking. You, I heard lately, have been skipping your workouts. What's going on, my man? You want to turn into a little fat porker?